Hey everyone, Travis here. Day 3 of the NA LCS Summer Split Week 1. Joined by, that's my best Afro impression. Joined by Hi. How you doing, Hi?
Well, when we lost earlier, it was a bad day. I wasn't having a good time. But now we beat CLG, surprisingly, and I'm happier for various reasons.
I was interviewing somebody at the start of that time. I forget. Oh, I think it was Dyrus or somebody. And anyway, the point is that I looked up suddenly and it was like 10 minutes into the game and it was 1-4. So what happened early on in that game that allowed you guys to take such a dominant lead?
On CLG's game?
Yeah.
Well, when I went to buy, right? I was like level 6 or so. I hit level 7. I went top lane, and they still had 4 people up there. They tried to fight me and Balls when we were both level 6, 7. They're level 4 or 5. They got double kill for that. While at the same time, I think Lemon and Meteos killed Link mid. So not only did 3 of their members die, we got a lot of the experience off bottom. We took the top turret, and their mid laner died. So it's just like a huge swing of the game. And when that happened to all of them, they kind of fell apart from that point on.
I walked out to the audience at the start of the game and was talking to Kelby during the picks and bans, and he was really concerned about. He felt like you guys just had a way better pick and ban phase than CLG did. Do you think that was fair? Do you think you guys had the much better comp?
I liked our comp more than theirs because I don't like necessarily like Vayne or Ori.
Yeah.
And whenever like Doublelift doesn't get one of the 280 carries he wants like Lucian or Twitch, he'll always default back to Vayne. And while Vayne's a good champion, it's just if your team falls behind, she's the most useless thing in the world. It's just because you're not gonna win team fights with the Vayne just because if you're behind, she doesn't do anything. So I don't know. It picks and bans probably went somewhat according to plan for them, but I think we got the overall better picks.
Now, you guys are sorry. I'm just suddenly my phone vibrated while I've never had that happen before, where my phone vibrated when the question was supposed to happen and just distracted me because it was like 3 vibrates. You ever have that?
Well, I'm not an interviewer, so I don't necessarily have that.
You always try to interview me though.
If you're making excuses for why you forget your question, this is a good excuse.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I can show.
Better at this.
I can show you that. Like
All right,
I
no
got
phones
the.
on camera.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
No, back. Your sponsors might be mad.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
Okay, I got your back,
you
dude.
saved me.
Yeah,
Save me.
right there.
I don't think we have
Am I
any
doing good
sponsors right
marking?
now.
Am I doing good marking? I got his back. Okay.
I was so excited.
Switch the mic, by the way.
I mean, okay. Well, just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Yeah.
All right. So we went to watch X-Men not first class. Days of Future Past last night. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't like the 3D thing that my video producer convinced us to spend way more money on, but other than that, it was okay.
Right. Would you recommend it to people to go watch?
Yeah, really, it's really, really good. I think the other movie that came out was the Adam Sandler movie, and like X-Men has like 91%, and then Adam Sandler movie has like 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, guys, go watch X-Men's Days of Future Past. I'm going to give the mic back to Travis. Yeah. Give me some in-depth questions. Okay. Teach these people something.
All right. What do you think of the dominance of Shyvana lately? Because I've seen her a lot. It seems like this champion is one that just doesn't go away. What are your thoughts on Shyvana right now?
Honestly, I was actually confused when Shyvana became so dominant too. So before I went to the hospital, right, Renekton's like the god of top. Like no one wants to play against that guy. Everyone wants to be that guy. And then I come back out of that hospital. They come back from All-Stars, and all of a sudden no one plays Renekton. I'm like, I missed something in 3 weeks I was in the hospital. Right. What happened? And then apparently Shyvana is just like the god of top now just because she's one of the best top laners to run teleport on just because she's super fast and has the dragon thing that makes her fly at you. Right. So she has a gap closer and she's quick. And those are the 2 things you need for someone to teleport. So I guess with the fall of Renekton, the Shyvana just became huge because Renekton beat Shyvana very hard in lane, but since no one plays him anymore and everyone's doing like a 4v0 thing, or just farming the jungle, she pushes that fast too. It's just she became much better just because no one does 1v1 lanes anymore, and this meta's kind of boring now. So
there's some in-depth questions. Here's another one. When I went to All Stars, I interviewed Link, who told me that he did not realize how much of a like core part of Cloud9 you are. Like almost all the communication, everything goes through you, and that's almost like everything is happening on that team because it's all coming out from you. Whenever the game's going on. And right now you guys seem to be in a little bit of a weaker form than you had been previously. Is that because you were in the hospital and because they had Link on the team and right now like you need to power back up again and get the team back into the good place that it was when you left it?
Right. So this entire week leading up to Super Week, we've been getting dumpstered in scrims. And as far as C9 goes, whenever we do good in scrims, we'll do good in the LCS. If we do bad, we do bad. It's just been that way. We're not like CLG where we do great in scrims and get dumped on. If we do, yeah, if we do good, we normally do good. But we were getting destroyed all week in scrims, and we kind of expected that we weren't gonna do so hot this weekend, which is why we're 2-2. We're not playing at the best of our ability right now, and a large reason to that is I'm going to take most of the blame for it. I'm not laning well. I keep losing a lot of my lanes and scrims, and even in these games, I'm not performing that well. My shot calling has become much worse over the past month or so. I spent a lot of time in the hospital, and I spent a lot of time playing solo queue and not scrimming with my team, and that kind of just changed my mentality. I've become much greedier, and I haven't been a good mid laner anymore. And when you have a bad mid laner on top of him being a shot caller, and he's not doing good calls, it makes the game incredibly hard to win. So a lot of it is on me, and I'm trying to fix that as fast as I can so I'm not a burden to my team anymore. But that just takes time, and it's frustrating to my teammates, but I'm doing my best on it. And it's very frustrating for me as well, just because I know I can play better, but it just takes time. So
For essentially an entire year, you guys dominated the LCS, and I think that you can look at a lot of teams in League of Legends history and sort of see how whenever they struggle, they tend to have a lot of inner turmoil or inner conflict that ends up making them have an even harder time competing. And some people in the past have said, oh, hopefully Cloud9 never has like a bad streak or bad luck or anything like that for a couple of weeks, because that could end a lot of their dominance if they suddenly realize that they're vulnerable and get kind of freaked out about it. Any chance that could happen? Do you think that that's a thing? Or are you guys like just saying, okay, don't worry, like we just need to have a couple off weeks and then we'll be back?
well, the good thing about our team is we know what's wrong with it. We know our issues, and we know how to fix it. It's just that these issues take time. Like this entire week before this weekend, we knew we had issues, and we knew what they were. We just didn't have enough time to iron them out. And as far as people like having issues with other people, like blaming them or something, no one on our team's going to do that. And in the case it did, we can talk to Charlie, our analyst, about it. We'll give him the concern, and he'll take care of it. Basically, say, for example, I don't know, Midos is taking too many blue buffs or something, which he doesn't do anymore. But as an example, I'd be like, hey, Charlie, Midos is taking too many blue buffs. Can you see if he's actually doing that, or am I just being paranoid? So we'll go into scrims or something. Charlie will try and see if Midos actually does that or not. And if he does, he'll talk to him about it. If he doesn't, then he'll just tell me, hey, man, it's just you. You got to work on it. Yeah. So we have an intermediate person that can handle our problems for us, so we don't have to be confrontational with other people. So with Charlie there, that helps a lot with that. And we just need more time, really. We really suck right now compared to how we have been in the past. And other teams have gotten better, but they've also gotten worse at the same time. Right. So NA is just kind of very in a flux right now, just because everyone kind of sucks and everyone kind of good. It's kind of like Europe.
Yeah, I know, right? That's funny you said that, because I had mentioned that earlier in an interview where I said it kind of feels like Europe right now, where games are kind of strange and the teams don't seem to like be consistent or anything like that. The one thing I did notice was very consistent was that LMQ seemed to consistently win this weekend. They went 4-0. Before this week, I think a lot of people, I talked to a lot of people who said that they felt as though LMQ was overhyped and they didn't expect them to do much better than fourth. Do you think that that's just because they played the weaker teams this week, or do you think that maybe LMQ surprised a lot of people and are maybe a little bit better than they expected?
Well, LMQ is a good team, so I believe they do live up to the hype of their team. They're one of the few teams right now that didn't go through roster changes, didn't have any issues with the team, so they came in strong, and they look strong. Although, if you watch their games, even though they're 4-0, a lot of the games are close, and there's been a lot of throws in the games. So while they are winning, it's not necessarily very decisive and dominant. They kind of win the games just because they're better mechanically, not because they're necessarily smarter. But if they become smarter and they're just better than you mechanically, you're kind of screwed. But they are looking really good right now, and I think they deserve to be 4-0. But I don't think they'll like go 28-0 or anything. They definitely can fall. So,
final question: what did you think of X-Men: Days of Future Past, and would you recommend it to somebody else?
I thought the movie was great. I probably wouldn't watch it in 3D. That might have been because I was sitting off to the side, and that makes 3D worse. I don't really know. But the movie is great. I liked it. If you like action powers and stuff like that and cute people, I recommend it. Yeah.
Who was the cutest person in your mind?
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. I mean, dude's like buff as crap, dude. Yeah. Have you seen him?
I mean, I saw him last night when we saw the movie together.
He's got like a good jawline. He's got a beard, a face for it. He's buff, and he's just he's got confidence. You know, he like walks around and he knows like he's not cocky about it, but he just knows he's him. And I don't know.
Any concerns about the fact that Wolverine seems to be the main character in every single X-Men movie ever now?
Yeah, I don't like that he's the main character in every movie just because he's kind of boring as a character. He has his claws and he can't die, but I don't know. He can't like shoot lasers out of his eyes or anything, or like throw cards and explode them. I don't know. A lot of other people are cool, like Iceman and that Pyro guy. So I think they'll probably show more other characters later on, but I don't know. At least he's good looking, so they got that going for him.
They're working on Wolverine 3, so apparently he's going to be back again. But I mean, I don't know. It's cool. Any shoutouts, plugs, anything you want to say here at the end to any of the Cloud9 fans, any of the people who rooted for you and cheered for you to get out of the hospital?
Yeah. So thanks a lot to everyone that's been supporting our team since All Stars and sending me good messages about getting well from the hospital. I got a ton of those, and I really appreciate all you guys for doing that. So while we aren't doing so well right now, I'm sorry for your fantasy LCS points. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm kind of sorry about that, but honestly, we need to fix our issues, and then we'll get you guys' points. But thanks for rooting us. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Hi, glad to see you back in shape and playing some League of Legends competitively. Thanks for the invite last night, by the way. That was really fun. I'm glad we were able to do that.
I didn't ditch you, dude. Yeah, I almost ditched this guy, but I figured I shouldn't because
you almost anti-ditched me, where like I got there before you, and then you guys were taking so long.
Not my fault.
Yeah. Whose fault was it?
The girl.
It's always the girl. Thank you so much. It's not always the girl, by the way. It's sometimes the man.
Sexist, man. Please.
You can check out the rest of our coverage, which is completely non-sexist and very neutral and non-biased at ongamers.com.